So this preview is for the count them, 4 matinee games. A couple that are 10 o'clock my time, 1 o'clock Eastern, right up till one that's at 1 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock Eastern. The idea being these 4 will also be done, so I'll be able to do the review video for them before I go to the Canucks game tomorrow night. So I'll be able to watch some hockey, do some reviews, and then tomorrow night when I get home and I have to do the review and then I have to do the power rankings, it won't be quite as taxing. Or I'll let Yvonne do the whole thing. One or the other. Okay. Arizona is in Winnipeg. So this is a matchup between the former Jets and the current Jets. Arizona's 2-4. They're coming off of course, that impressive win over Chicago. They're in against Winnipeg. Winnipeg 4-2-1, coming off of that win against the Canucks. I would expect Winnipeg to win this one as well, but I would have expected Chicago to probably stop Arizona as well. So maybe Arizona's better than we're giving them credit for. Maybe once the goal scoring is there, the rest of their game will come around. Their leading scorer is Vinny Hinostroza with 2 goals and an assist, and this is the only time we're ever going to be able to say that. Keller with a goal and 2 assists. Osterley has 2 assists, and then there's a bunch of guys that have a point. So it's not as sad as it was. It's still kind of a sad-looking scoring list, but it's not as sad as it was. It's getting better, getting there. Winnipeg, their leading scorer is Connor with 4 goals and an assist. Laine has 3 goals and 2 assists. Interesting that we're 7 games in and Winnipeg scoring leaders have 5 points. So it shows that, yes, they're struggling to score. Wheeler, a goal and 4 assists. Morrissey with 5 assists. Lowry with 3 goals and an assist. Scheifele, surprisingly low, 2 goals and 2 assists. Tanev with a goal and 3 assists. Byfuglien had a big night when he came back against Vancouver. Goal and 3 assists. And they need that kind of momentum tomorrow night as well. Or tomorrow morning, I guess. Goaltenders, Ranta and Kemper. Ranta, 1.97 goals against, 921 save percentage. Looked fantastic against Chicago. Kemper, 2.03 goals against, 929 save percentage. Winnipeg will have Laurent Brossoit in net. 1.00 goals against, 977 save percentage. Hellebuck will be the backup tomorrow with a 2.66 goals against and a 914 save percentage. Power plays, 13.3% for Arizona. 35.3% for Winnipeg. Penalty kill, Arizona has the lead there at 92.9%, and Winnipeg 80.8%. Again, if I was gambling on this game, I would probably lean towards Winnipeg, but it's hard not to put an Akbar up there. I should have put an Akbar up beside the game between Arizona and Chicago after all. Kind of, sort of. Except that I do believe that, with Chicago having played 5 games in overtime to start the season, it showed they weren't really blowing anybody out, and that can always go either way. So for Winnipeg, this is a test. In terms of, if they win it, they go to 5-2-1. If they lose it in regulation, they're 4-3-1. It's the difference between people waking up Sunday morning and saying, what a good start the Jets are off to, or the Jets don't seem to quite have it this year. It's that difference between the 5-2-1 and the 4-3-1. And they're going to have people talking one way or the other. Speaking of people talking, the New Jersey Devils are in Philly tomorrow morning. New Jersey's 4-1, and they're feeling pretty good. And they should be. Philly, on the other hand, not so much. Gritty, that wonderful mascot of theirs who terrifies everybody, they might want to throw him in net or something. Something has to change for Philly. This is a disaster in the making, and they have to win this game tomorrow. And I'm saying that even though we're only 8 games into the season, because, look, these defensive numbers have been awful. The win-loss totals now are starting to reflect that as well, and this can snowball quickly. Once the team's starting to experience some problems with their confidence, this can turn really, really ugly. So Jersey's the team coming in. Jersey's been kind of good. They lost their last game at home against Colorado, but Colorado's been playing very well to start the season as well. New Jersey's scoring leader is Kyle Palmieri, 7 goals and an assist. He's had a point in every game they've played, minimum. 7 goals were in the first 4 games, and the assist was in the last game. Taylor Hall with a goal and 6 assists. Yes, he's starting to pick up the pace. Zajac, 2 goals and 2 assists. Heischer, a goal and 3 assists. Severson, 4 assists. D has 3 goals. And Brian Boyle with 2 goals and an assist. And there are 3 players with 3 assists, including Sami Vatanen. So there's a lot of guys putting up points for New Jersey right now. which is bad news for Philly, although Philly's point totals, Claude Giroux now has 3 goals and 7 assists for 10 points in 7 games. So Giroux's had a very solid start. The team hasn't. Voracek, 2 goals and 6 assists. Simmons, 5 goals and an assist. Haig with 2 goals and 3 assists. Gudas with 5 assists. Ghost has a goal and 3 assists. So does Konechny. And there's Lawton with 3 goals and an assist for the Philadelphia Flyers. So Philly's getting the scoring. They need to stop the other team from scoring. And the team coming in, they just happen to be one of the best scoring teams in the league so far in the New Jersey Devils. The Devils, of course, have played 2 less games than Philly. They're fresh. Philly has got to come out and win this one tomorrow. They really do. Keith Kincaid, there hasn't been a confirmed starter in this one yet. Remember, I'm recording this the night before, so there's going to be very few confirmed starters. There's only 2 on the board that are confirmed. Kincaid's played every minute so far, probably plays tomorrow. 1.61 goals against, 941 save percentage. And on the Philly side of things, Elliott, 4.04 goals against, 874 save percentage. And Pickard, 4.75 goals against, 833 save percentage. None of those numbers are good. And it is a combination of the defense and the goaltending. It's kind of both. Depending on the game, it's going to be one or the other, or both. And Philly has got to get this straightened out. They're scoring just fine. It's just, at their own end, it's just been atrocious so far this year. New Jersey's power play is clicking at 24%. Their penalty kills at 90%. So if this comes down to a special teams battle and 5-on-5 is a saw-off, it favors New Jersey. Philly's power play is at 19.2%, and their penalty kill is at a 74.1%. So special teams, I would give the Devils the advantage there. Defensively, I give the Devils the advantage, and in net. So Philly's up against it. If they can win this, get back to 500, then they will probably feel very fortunate to be at 500 with goaltending with those numbers. And again, that means the defense has those numbers as well. It's been an ugly start to the year for Philly. It really, really has. Next up, Colorado, off to an excellent start. Quietly, an excellent start. Really quietly. 4-1-2 so far. There's Carolina, 4-2-1. Carolina, of course, has lost their last 2 games. Now they're at home against a team that's having a pretty good road trip and is going to look to add to it tomorrow in Carolina. Colorado's leading scorer is Rantanen with 2 goals and 11 assists. 13 points in 7 games is pretty good. That's not bad. McKinnon, 7 goals and 4 assists. He's only on pace for 120 points. Landeskog, 5 goals and 3 assists. He's on pace for 50 goals. Kerfoot, 1 goal and 5 assists. Soderberg, 3 goals and 2 assists. Johnson, 5 assists. Compher, who of course is out, 3 goals and an assist. And then there's Barry with 4 assists for the Colorado Avalanche. On the scoring side for Carolina, Aho with 4 goals and 8 assists in the same amount of games as Rantanen. So these guys fighting it out to see which Euro can be the leading scorer between the 2 of them by the end of this game. I don't think they care. Well, I'm just trying to come up with some kind of a storyline where they're going to be fighting with each other. Ferland, 4 goals and 3 assists. Teravainen and Williams both have a goal and 6 assists. Jordan Stahl with 4 goals and 2 assists. Warren Fogle, who's been a nice story so far, 3 goals and 2 assists. Svechnikov, 2 goals and 2 assists. If Svechnikov produces at this rate and ends up with about 45, 50 points, that's pretty excellent. And it bodes well for the future for Carolina. And then there's Falk with 4 assists. Goaltending, I'll give the advantage to Colorado. Grubauer is starting tomorrow. Should be interesting. Varlamov has a 1.77 goals against and a 948 save percentage. He will be backing up tomorrow and watching Grubauer, who has a 3.53 goals against and an 891 save percentage. They haven't confirmed the goalie yet. I'm betting on Mrazek. McElhinney, though, has a 2.64 goals against and a 900 save percentage. Mrazek, 3.06 save percentage, 874, or 3.06 goals against and an 874 save percentage. But I will say this for Mrazek, in the 2 games they've lost, I don't look at Mrazek's performance and say that he's been a problem. There was 1 game early that I think Mrazek was not great, but Carolina's going to have an interesting dilemma when Darling's back. I wouldn't be surprised if they carry 3 goaltenders. There are teams that carry 3 goaltenders. I would not be shocked if Carolina does that. And then occasionally they can send McElhinney down for conditioning stints to the minors. That is perfectly allowed, and there are teams that'll carry 3, And it's been suggested maybe Philly would carry 3 as well. And just stick with the 3 goaltenders and waive somebody else. But, yeah, Carolina, it is all systems go. The one thing I do wonder about is that goaltending. And I've had that on my mind since I did the previews where I said I don't know about the goaltending. And the goaltending is what worries me. And I don't see anything in the numbers right now to make me think that that's not still the case. Power plays. Colorado 25.9% on the power play. 88.2% on the penalty kill. Excellent special teams. Carolina, not so much. 8% on the power play. 63.6% on the penalty kill. So pedestrian numbers for a Carolina team that's scoring really well. But they're against an excellent penalty kill tomorrow. And it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And finally, last but not least, Buffalo's 3-4. They're in against LA 2-4-1. And this should be a battle. I expect fights. I expect some angry words being exchanged on the ice. I expect they'll need to have some kind of a time delay between an open mic on the ice and what goes out on the air. Because, honestly, both of these teams right now should be angry. Buffalo should be angry after that game in San Jose, and LA should be really angry after that game against the Islanders. I expect to see some fire. Eichel needs to show some. He's now got 3 goals and 2 assists in 7 games. 5 points in 7 games is below what we would expect from him. I'd expect him to come out and perform well tomorrow. Sherry is next on the scoring list with 3 goals and an assist. There's Skinner with a goal and 2 assists. He had an assist in the last game. But again, he's on pace for about 36 points. That's not good enough. Dahlin, a goal and 2 assists. He's played well, considering. McCabe has a goal and an assist. And there's 3 players with 3 assists. Okposo, Reinhart, and Ristolainen. And Reinhart is on the list of guys that you would expect more from through 7 games points-wise. And I know some of these guys have been snake bit. And you're always going to hear, especially early in the season, well, you know, this guy isn't getting the points. But he's around the net, and he's playing well. And he was robbed in the last game. At the end of the year, we look at guys who are snake bit, and those are the ones that get labeled as choke artists, or they get labeled as busts, or whatever they get labeled as. And whether it's fair or it's not, that's just the way that it ends up. All that matters at the end of the night is the stats, and that's where we're at with Buffalo. Some iffy stats and a team that's now below 500 and needs to win this game in LA. But LA desperately needs this game too. Iafallo leads the scoring at 2 goals and 4 assists. And while I like Iafallo, if he's your leading scorer, you're not in the playoffs. Toffoli, 2 goals and 3 assists. Kovalchuk, 2 goals and 3 assists. Carter, 2 goals and 2 assists. Doughty with 4 assists. Muzzin with 3 assists. They need Kopitar in the lineup tomorrow night. He has 2 goals tomorrow morning. 2 goals for Kopitar, and Martinez with 2 assists. Forbert has 2 assists as well. Net minding. It's been an adventure for LA lately. It looked really, really solid there for that 1 week, and it's been an adventure since then. But on the Buffalo side of things, Ullmark, who I would imagine would get this start, had a shutout in his 1 game. Hutton, 3.27 goals against, 906 save percentage. Again, and I mentioned this the last time before Buffalo played, Hutton's numbers are reflective of that defense in front of him, much like the numbers the Buffalo goaltending put up last year were reflective of the defense in front of them. On the LA side of things, Budaj, 2.00 goals against, 909 save percentage. He won't be the starter or the backup. Campbell, 2.80 goals against, 917 save percentage. My money's on Quick being in net with a 4.82 goals against and an 855 save percentage. He's going to want to remedy both of those numbers. Special teams. Buffalo at 13.8% power play, 69.6% penalty kill. Those are both numbers that you're not going to want to show off to other people. LA, 8% on the power play, not stellar, and a 70% penalty kill. These teams both desperately need to win this game tomorrow, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens in that one. So these are the 4 games that take place early. Let me know what you guys think, and if you're waiting for the other 9 games, I will be doing a preview on them in the morning. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video, and I'll talk to you again soon.